One of the things that's really helpful about the Chamber and why we joined is they offer a variety of both networking events that we find helpful, just connecting with other thought leaders and local business owners, as well as panel discussions that we find interesting, learning about new topics. Because, when you're creating a business, it doesn't exactly come with a field manual. Here's what you do. And I find it's extremely helpful to get feedback from people that do understand what you're going through on a day-to-day basis. And the Chamber kind of acts as that forum for us to make those connections. In terms of the panel discussion, for example, we recently attended an event with now Congressman Joe Morelli, and it was fantastic. We got to hear about different perspectives going on in Washington as well as things in New York, and it was really helpful to gain context into what's going on regionally. Some of the specific resources we found helpful is when we were in the process of moving our business, again, from Penfield to Rochester, there's a lot of red tape and confusion surrounding what economic incentives we may have been eligible for, who to contact, where to go, what forms to fill out. So we reached out to the Chamber, and what was refreshing for us was everything that they said they were going to do in terms of making connections, giving us feedback, putting us in the right position to pursue different opportunities. They did. They followed up. So it wasn't smoke and mirrors. It was thoughtful commentary and connections. And to me, that personal touch, sifting through the world of bureaucracy, was extremely helpful for us. So some of the things the Chamber's done, at least for us, in order to make networking not feel awkward or forced, is they have periodic events where they're extremely put together. There might be light hors d'oeuvres, maybe a bar, and what happens is the networking doesn't seem facilitated, it doesn't seem forced. There may be a few vendors showcasing a specific product or service that they're offering, but generally it's people that share similar values and they connect. And what's unique and what I find refreshing about it is the people that are there to network, they're there to make connections. It's not so much a sales pitch or something where you're feeling pressured to suddenly change your business processes or buy something. Instead, it's genuinely people looking to make those connections to help one another, which is just wonderful, because many business owners are used to people trying to network, and it's really one-sided. They're trying to figure out what can you do for me, and this instead is a way for us to really make those connections and figure out, is there something we can do together? Or maybe we can't directly help, but I've got a client that could benefit from your service, and those connections happen. So if I were to boil down kind of the most impactful thing for our business in terms of what being a Chamber member really means, is I would say they thoughtfully think about specific topics that might be impacting local business. So it could be a legislative change. It could be a policy change with the city or Albany. And they bring together people that can provide very useful commentary and instruction on that topic, so that we as a business can then react or take action on this specific issue. So so often when you have a business, you feel like you're on an island. You're reaching out to maybe your attorney or peers in the field, but at the end of the day, you have to make decisions that impact your employees and your business, and there's not a ton of people you can bounce those ideas off of. So when an organization takes the time to bring the subject matter experts to you, it saves time, it saves energy, and it makes making that business decision that much easier. We had a ribbon cutting ceremony that seems silly, but it was wonderful. And we had, the Chamber organized the entire event. They brought, we had everyone from Joe Robach to Elaine Spall to Harry Bronson, and they had the largest scissors I've ever seen in my entire life. And it was great, and it made us feel like we were, a large business, even though, we're kind of a small business, and I thought that was kind of neat.